Hey guys, and welcome back for a new review. Today we're going to take a look at a really cool piece that came out in 2000. This is the Adventures of G.I. Joe Rescue the Pygmy Gorilla. It's a nice harken back to the adventure team of the 1970s with the flocked beards. So pretty cool to see a more modern take on them. Comes with the Pygmy Gorilla. Really nice packaging where they got them set up in kind of like a dynamic pose, which is pretty cool. The back of the box has got some really cool comic art showing the story of the adventure, which is pretty neat. So I'm gonna crack this open and give you guys a better look at the Adventures of G.I. Joe. Stay tuned. Okay, so here's the figure out of package. So we'll just take a quick look at some of the accessories first. So he comes with a Tranquilizer Gun, which is actually a bazooka repurposed. This originally came with the Hall of Fame Flint figure as a bazooka. They're just renaming it a Tranquilizer Gun, but it does fire, so you can click that into place and fire it. Not too bad. Comes also with a machete. It's got some nice detail, even a little hole in the handle there, and he comes with a sheath for that, so you can house that right along there. Very tight fit. Comes also with a 9mm pistol molded in a very dark bronze color. Nice detail, but no moving parts. This is also reused from the G.I. Joe Hall of Fame line. Most of the figures came with that. He does have a holster for it. Comes with a pair of binoculars. Holes drilled out there. Dog tags with the G.I. Joe written on there. A nice bush hat. This would have been perfect for the Recondo figure that I reviewed a week or so ago. He only came with a baseball hat, but yeah, that would look cool on him. And he also has really nice camouflage combat pants. They do have some working pockets. It's a really nice pattern. I do like it. I think the colors used and the pattern work really good. Very nice looking pattern of camouflage and relatively unique to this particular figure. There may have been another G.I. Joe that came with it, but I'm not aware of it. And then most importantly, the Pygmy Gorilla. You can see it's kind of small. It's a Pygmy Gorilla. Does have some articulation where the arms move and the waist moves, and there's some pretty good detail sculpted into the figure. So not a tremendous loadout, but a nice little package set. Okay, so let's take a quick look at articulation for 2000 G.I. Joe. So his head could turn left and right, down and up, and he did have a little bit of head tilt. Shoulders could move all the way around, swing out, 90-degree bend at the arm, and a swivel at the elbow, a swivel and hinge at the wrist. And they did do the cut joint for the trigger finger. Waist could swivel left and right, no real forward and back. Hips could go forward, back, out, a full 90. Knee could bend at 90, swivel at the knee, hinge, and swivel at the foot. So decent articulation. It's definitely serviceable. But not the best. Okay, so I mentioned how this particular adventure figure harkened back to the 1970s adventure team. Thought we'd just go ahead and take a quick look at that. Then you'll see how the new guy has the lifelike hair. Bring in the closer look, and you can see he has that fuzzy, flocked, lifelike hair. The original ones were definitely a bigger flock. And I will say that they actually did do a better job flocking them. The more modern flock of the 2000s and late 90s was not quite as good of a job. It is nice flocking, and it's a shorter flock. And there is some color variation in there. But the original flock jobs were a little bit more prominent. Bring in the light. See that a little better, but you could definitely see the inspiration for this figure being the adventure team land commander. It's really cool to see a more modern version of them, so that's nice. And sets like this with the gorilla is things that you would have seen in the original line as well, so it was really tastefully done. Okay, so final thoughts on the adventure of rescuing the Pygmy gorilla. I do like the set. I love the inspiration from the 70s adventure team. I think this was a really cool line. There was a number of really cool sets that they came out with for the adventures of G.I. Joe, from rafting at Hawk River and the Secret of the Mummy's Tomb, Danger of the Depths. There was a lot of really interesting and cool sets that harken back to that 70s adventure team. You could see it in the design of the figure, from the flock beard to the shoulder holstered pistol. Just a really nice setup. You know, some of the equipment is not the greatest. Again, the Hall of Fame bazooka being, renamed a Tranquilizer Gun is a little weak, but Hasbro reused a lot of parts. It's understandable in a mass market line, but there were some really nice pieces for this particular figure. The camouflage pants, I think, is a really big highlight, and I do like the Australian bush hat. I think that's nice. Too bad they didn't give that to Orkondo for the 12-inch figure that they made of him. But the gorilla, it's a Pygmy gorilla. It's small. It's not as big as you'd kind of want, but that's what a Pygmy gorilla is. But it also really does harken back to the small gorilla that came in the 70s sets. So I totally dig it. I like this figure. If you're a fan of the adventure team, I would recommend adding one of the more modern ones to your collection. They are pretty cool. And that's it. That's my thoughts on the Adventures of G.I. Joe figure. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at it. And until next time, thanks for watching.